Chris Broussard still with us. Chris, what shot do you give Portland in this series?
I don't know what Barkley and Greg Anthony are thinking. I'm standing by my percentage I gave them on Monday, I believe it was, 10%. They got a 10% chance of beating the Lakers. I think this goes 6 games. Dame will have 3 or 4 games where he shoots lights out. He'll win 2 games. He'll get him 2 of those games. But we talked about it earlier. The defense. I mean, I think I might be able to go out and get 7 or 8 points against the Blazers. They are a horrible defensive.
I got you down for 2 or 3, Chris.
No, I second. I think he could make 7. He scores 7 or 8.
I mean, what are they going to do with LeBron? Even if they tried defensively, Melo, Gary Trent Jr., nobody can guard him, and then nobody can guard AD. AD averaged 32, 11 boards on 56% shooting against Portland in the regular season. So they're going to have their hands full. And I know the Lakers haven't shot the 3 well, but they're going to be wide open. So they're going to hit some threes. Some guys, Danny Green will have some nights where he's hot. KCP will have some nights. Dion Waiters will even hit a few. Quinn Cook. The Lakers will be fine offensively against this team. It'll be just what the doctor ordered for them because it'll get them their confidence up. They'll have to be fully engaged 100%, which will get them ready for the second round. 6 games. That's it. Portland, great job. Damian Lillard, MVP of the bubble. You guys look good, but you're going home in 2 weeks.
But, Chris, didn't you say 10% chance 2 days ago? You said it could go 6 or 7 games with a 10% chance of Portland winning, right?
Yeah, I'm amending it to 6.
Okay, 6 games. So after all that, I thought he was a superstar.
I'm going, hold on. I know a superstar that got swept twice. A superstar, Chris.
Anthony Davis.
I ain't gonna go. Yeah, but you know, hey, Magic Johnson was a superstar with Kareem. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about Kareem. I don't want to get too far off subject because that's what he tried to do. He got a lot of somebody else in him. He tried to distract. He very distracting, old Skip Bayless. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you.
Who's the somebody else?
Yeah, you. Yeah, I ain't gonna call his name, but you know he got a very prominent position. He hide.
That you compare me to that guy?
Yeah, with all your deflection, with all your misdirection, you magician.
Oh, that was the lowest blow you've ever delivered.
You know what, Skip? I told you from the beginning. I said I believe they can get 2 games. I do believe they can get 2 games. But if you noticed yesterday, we shot the 3 a little better, Skip, because we played another team that don't play in the defense, Sacramento. So they don't play the defense, and we were able to hit a couple of threes. And I believe, and I agree with you, Chris, I believe we'll be able to hit some of those threes that we've been wide open and they've been missing. And everybody keeps saying, they ain't got nobody to guard CJ. They can't guard Dame. Well, who the hell gonna guard LeBron and AD? Y'all make it seem like all of a sudden y'all got some great defenders in Portland. You don't. So I'm gonna give you 2. I'm gonna be nice because I want the thing to play out because we've been, without basketball for such a long time. So it's gonna go. We'll go 6. We'll let it go 6 just for you. But you keep talking crazy, Skip Bayless.
Crazy?
You talk crazy.
About what?
I'll make the phone call. You know, if I make the phone, call that bat phone. You know, if I call the bat phone, you know what happens.
Sweep? Maybe?
Gentleman sweep.
Gentleman sweep? 5 games?
If I don't want to call the bat phone, I don't want to bother the man while he's down in the bubble because he's getting ready to go into playoff mode, Skip. He going to a different level because he been bull jiving. You know, we've been dilly-dallying around. But now we about to take this thing serious and about to turn it up a notch. We about to turn all the way up, So don't do it. I'm going to give you 6.
My man Shannon Sharpe has backed himself into some corner here because he has proclaimed Damian Lillard the second greatest player in the NBA to LeBron James. And here we go because it looks like a collision course between these 2 superstars. Dame Dollar versus the King for all the marbles in the bubble. Here we go. What a great opportunity for Damian Lillard. So, to me, I've heard so much talk that Chris Broussard and Shannon Sharpe have finally beaten me down and convinced me he's a superstar. Well, I got to give him 3 games if he's that good. And they're a good basketball team. They do a lot of good things. Offensively, they're really good.
Yeah.
So, my point is, the Lakers haven't been good. I saw some flashes. I thought LeBron actually looked pretty good yesterday because he needed it. He needed to feel good about himself going into next Tuesday night.
A couple of threes, nice turnaround.
No, he did. It was good. And they got, they got Waiters going a little bit and JR going a little bit at the end of the game. They both had 20-something, right? Okay, so, but given that, offensively, the Lakers are at the bottom of the barrel of everybody in the bubble. So I don't know if the Lakers are really feeling great about themselves, and they are vulnerable. So now let's look at what happened when Damian played LeBron in the regular season. Well, the first two times were at Portland in Dame's house, December 6th and December 28th, fairly early. But the Lakers just stuck it on them. They just wiped them out at home. And it was 136-113 in the first game. And then the second game was a close game that the Lakers pulled away in the fourth quarter, 128-120. Damian at home did not play great. He went 2 of 8 from 3 in the first game, and he went 4 of 13, which is not terrible, but they needed him in the fourth quarter to just take it up and take it on and put it on him. In the fourth quarter, Damian, in the second game at home versus LeBron and company, in the fourth quarter, he went 0 for 2 from the field and 0 for 2, both of them from 3. Okay, that's not a superstar performance in a game that was winnable. So then what happened? Boy, he reversed field and got even back on Kobe night after Kobe had passed.
Friday.
LeBron started off the night with giving his eulogy.
Yep.
And then what happened? Damian happened. 48 happened. And he made 7 of 13 threes. Well, if he stays on path here off that game, he should have 4 or 5 of those games.
Well, but Skip, remember, he had played unbelievable leading up into that game. And he just kept it going from that game. Because I think he dropped 61 against Golden State on the 20th of January. So he had been building. And what we see now, he's building. You look at his last 3 games. You look at the last week in the bubble, and you see he's averaging 51 with about 10 assists. So he hasn't cooled off.
He's going to have to take over fourth quarters because I think we're going to see a lot of close games between these two teams. And right now, in the 3 fourth quarters he's played in the regular season against the Lakers, he's 0 for 5 from 3 in the fourth quarter. Not the end of the world, but I'm just saying, if he's your guy, if he's that guy, and now you got guy versus guy, he's going to have to come up bigger in the fourth quarter of these games because I think they will be winnable. And I'm going to remind everybody one more time, I believe he owes his team from the Western Conference Finals of last year because that wasn't Dame Lillard. That was damn Dame. Like, what are you doing? I'm sure Portland fans were saying, what happened? Who are you? Because, again, to remind everybody, they played 4 straight close games going to the fourth quarter against Golden State with no Kevin Durant. And what happened to Damian in those 4 fourth quarters plus an overtime? He went 8 for 26 from the field, 31%, and 5 for 17 from 3, which is 29%. They should have won a couple of those games, and they didn't. And even in the overtime, in Game 4, that they should have at least avoided the sweep in, he went 1 for 3 from the field and scored 2 points in overtime. It's just not good. If you're that guy, you have to take it over. I don't think he was hurt.
I think he was hurt.
He was not hurt.
Yep.
No, sorry. So it's time. You have an opportunity to right the wrong against the king.
So if it goes, Chris, so we get to get Skip on record. So if it goes 7 games and they lose, you okay? He's still a superstar, right?
Well, I got to see to believe. I want to see how's it going to shake out. How's it going to look?
Well,
but I believe it should be a 7-game series.
If he takes them 6 and he's lights out, he averages 35 or something like that, and just doesn't get help or they just lose in 6, you won't give him superstar status.
I need to see him take over late and win a couple of games by himself where you said, he just took the game over.
Nobody does that, Skip. Stop.
Nobody does that?
No.
What are you talking about?
Because even in the double nickel game, he passed it off to another guy and got the dunk. So stop this.
Do you know how many times? Do you know what he did to Utah in Game 6? Go check it out. He scored 45. The rest of the team scored 44.
Okay.
It was all Jordan all the time, all the way home. I just need to see one of those where down the stretch you say, Damian Lillard scored the last 10 points for the Trailblazers and they won by 2. I want to see one of those and I'll come in and say, way to go.
Well, Dame had 20 of their 37. He contributed. Was that pretty good last night?
Last night?
Yeah.
In what?
And when they beat the Nets. They scored 37. He scored 12 by himself and had 3 assists, 2 threes, and a layup by Nurkic that he got fouled on. So is that good?
Shootout, last 7 minutes and 12 seconds, no baskets.
Chris, I can't.
What? Well, you
Skip, you realize this is an AC. They're still an AC.
Thank you.
And to expect the AC that they have to take the number 1 seed 7 games,
Okay,
they're
timeout.
outmatched, period. It's
Timeout.
2 superstars against 1.
They got Nurkic back. He's playing at a high level. He's leading, I believe, the bubble in rebounding. They got Zach Collins back, and they have discovered Gary Trent Jr. in the bubble. And I don't think the lights will be too bright for him. I love because his father played. I think he thinks he belongs. He shoots it like he means it.
Oh, yeah,
he doesn't look scared to me.
But he's streaky.
Well,
He's streaky.
right.
I mean,
Most
there
of them
have been some stretches where he couldn't miss, and then there was a couple of games he couldn't make it.
So now Shannon Sharpe has to root against the guy he has proclaimed a superstar.
I ain't
Here
rooting
we go.
I want him to
Love
do well.
it. Love it.
Skip, 2 things can be true.
Yeah.
Dame can be a superstar, and LeBron win the series.
You know what?
Yeah.
2 things can't be
That
true.
is true.
Portland and the Lakers can't win this series. So
Right.
that won't work.
I didn't predict.
So
I
what's
didn't,
your pick, Skip? Do you have a pick?
Yeah, I think the Lakers will win in
Lakers
7
win?
games. And I think Damian won't be good enough in the 4th
You
quarter.
see?
Well, I just don't. I still haven't seen it. So he is yet this year in 3 games to hit a 3-point shot in the 4th quarter against the Lakers. I hope that changes.
ain't nobody big time.
I don't know what Skip's waiting for here. He's been fun to watch, in my opinion. Chris Broussard, good to have you. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to get really fun next week when all this gets going.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.